brothers and sisters.
Give me a moment with your friend. I've never been up to around for my thoughts before.
Welcome to the Only One Mic podcast called Gerard Brooklyn Dre. J Rob is in the building, and we got a special guest. Not really a guest, man. It's brother's family, man. Brother Pope. Brother Pope is in the building to give his commentary on a lot of these subjects we touching tonight. Good to have you, brother. How y'all doing, fellas?
What up?
Pope's gonna get that. You're gonna get that southern perspective,
Get that
man.
southern
we got too much.
perspective.
We got this East Coast perspective, man. Northeast. We need the southern the grits and gravy of this thing, man.
Right.
Yeah. So
Dirty South.
All right, so listen, y'all, we're gonna jump into what we got on the docket tonight. First of all, Epstein's list came out. So I tell Jay was really ready for this one, man. And as you know, Epstein was allegedly killed himself in prison after being convicted of sex trafficking. I believe it's like pedophilia, or we all know the story. But the thing is that everybody wanted to know who was on this list that went to Epstein Island. And so, I'm quite sure you brothers seen the list. Like the most notable ones that we all probably know, we looking at who, Chris Tucker, which, surprised me, but Chris Tucker actually gave an excuse for being on that plane. He said it was during the time he was doing this humanitarian work.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. He says doing this humanitarian work with Bill Clinton. We got Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Sarah Ferguson, which is the Duchess of York. Who we got else on here?
Oh, so you missed all the other names like Jay-Z, Beyonce, Bill Clinton, Oprah Winfrey.
Well, you know what? Go ahead, black man. Go ahead and go into it, man. I'm reading the list that we have here from the paper, but go ahead, man.
Alan Dershowitz.
Yeah, Tom Hanks. Pretty much anybody who's anybody
Leonardo
has been
DiCaprio.
over there. Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Anybody who's been over there has been over there.
Kevin Spacey. Yeah. So,
Yeah, Tom Hanks, all the actors. All the actors and actresses that recently died from some unexplained causes, they also was on the original list.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about the original list, man, because I know you were saying that list was out like 3 years ago, you said.
Yeah, so about 2019, like right before the pandemic, the list came out. And it like I said, it was the names that was on there is all the names that from Jay-Z, Beyonce to Bill Clinton and his wife. What's her name?
Hillary.
Hillary.
Hillary. Hillary.
Yeah, Hillary's on the list too. Yeah, Hillary's on the list too.
Like so for they to come out with this doctor list is like, why are you keeping these other names off there? We all know who was on there.
Well, they also on the list too. They also say that it's people who were considered participants and those that were like affiliates, I believe the term that they use. So the participants are the ones that actually engaged in any act that Epstein and just Lenny Maxwell set up. And then they have people who are affiliates who didn't participate but might have been on the plane or have been to the island. So for instance, they talked about, was it Stephen Hawkins? Allegedly was a part of an orgy, but he's Stephen Hawking. So I'm like, I don't know how that works out. But
yeah, what they said is that allegedly he liked to look at midgets, try to solve
Little people, man.
It's ridiculous.
Little people.
But, they all had they weird fetishes, but he liked to look at midgets try to solve real hard equations on high blackboards they couldn't reach.
No, man, stop. Stop it. Stop.
That was a thing.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No, man, come on. You're making this up, brother.
Oh, wow.
Come on, brother.
That's what they saying. That's what they saying.
Well, listen.
Wild people. They slapping Velcro. they slapping Velcro on midgets and throwing them against walls and stuff like that.
Oh man!
But they said that that turned out not.
Hey, say what you want, but them midgets be having a big onion on them now.
Oh man!
You won't. Midget had them onions on them. Yeah. You know it. You put it like that.
What?
You know it. You know that to be true. Right there, you just envision a midget right there.
So red beans and rice down there in midget country.
There you go. Yeah.
That's the image that's not gonna get burned out your head, man. Stephen Hawkins with midgets. Little people. Excuse me.
Y'all seen that show, Little People? Y'all seen that show come on TV called Little People?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But no,
let me find out you binge watching. Let me find out you binge watching Little People, Pope, man.
Hey, you gotta find out. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, I saw it.
That's crazy.
This is Little People. Go ahead, Jay. What are you talking about?
No, I would say another one of the names that was on there that was going to the island was Diddy.
Oh yeah,
I believe that. I believe that. At this particular point, I believe that one, man. Yeah. Okay. So he's holding it up. He's showing us the Stephen Hawkins article.
Yeah, man. I guess
you gotta go look it up.
Who is Stephen Hawkins?
Oh, Stephen Hawkins was the well-renowned physicist. It was, I think it's like a paraplegic or no. He, that
guy, the handicapped guy that could. Oh my goodness.
he likes the little feet.
Hey, that nigga like anything he can get. He's like anything he can get, man. What you talking about?
The little feet lover, man.
Yeah, what the documents say is that Stephen Hawkins liked watching undressed midgets try to solve hard equations on blackboards that were too high.
I guess it's something for everybody, man. I don't know.
Oh wow,
that's a sicko,
man.
Yeah, man.
That's a sicko, man.
Oh man, that's a sick dude. And,
they're sitting there trying to solve a math problem. He's sitting there rubbing his nipples or something.
He's not rubbing anything. He can't move his. He can't move his.
Right, he ain't rubbing anything.
He ain't rubbing anything.
mentally.
Think about it. Yeah. So you said Diddy was one of the names on there, which we know what he's
Diddy,
going through.
Bruce Willis, the bald head one that was his wife,
Demi Moore.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, Tom Hanks and all the other ones that you've seen die recently. They also their names were on the list.
Then you said they had Kaiser Soze on there too. Kevin Spacey wasn't he on there?
Well,
Kevin Spacey was on there.
I believe that.
Kevin
As
Spacey,
well as
that's
Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
The original list that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Oprah and Gail.
Naomi Campbell.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey did something wild too, didn't he?
Right.
Raping boys.
Right. Yeah. I heard about that.
He was raping young men. That's why his career is over.
Yeah.
Right. He was trying to get some dude drunk. The stuff we used to do to chicks, get chicks drunk, niggas go around getting dudes drunk. Come on, man.
Slipping a Mickey and dudes drink. Something is wrong with you.
Hey,
come on, man.
He's slipping Mickey's and dudes drinks, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Young dudes at that. It's crazy. But yeah, man. So these are
also Akon, Al Gore.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Did you say Akon? Did you say Akon?
Yeah, Akon.
The rapper. Well, okay.
Akon.
All right. Well, let me ask you about this list. Is it just a list of people that he associated with, or is this supposed to be a list of people he had sex with in some type of way?
Well, that's the thing is it has to be determined which ones were participants in the actions and which one were just affiliates of his. So they didn't.
So how would they find that out? Do he have check marks or something by those?
Well, no, like the videos will tell you, like they talk about Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew was a participant because the victim spoke out and said there were certain people who, they would have the girls do things with or to. And, those would be the ones, like, for instance, you said Michael Jackson. She was asked to give Michael Jackson a massage, but I think Michael Jackson from the story was like not into it or something of that nature. Like he didn't do it. So it was certain people who were a part of this thing.
In the words of P. Diddy, he wanted to party, but he didn't want to party.
This is my thing, though, right?
Right.
Being somebody this real affluent and rich and all the wealthy and all that. They all know what's going on that island. So if you come there, you want to participate because there's no reason to come there if you're not down. You would just stay home.
But they got all that kind of money. They don't need to go and get with a bunch of people like that to do that. They just take their money and get a midget, whatever they're trying to get, and do their thing.
Yeah, they got a lot of other interests besides the midgets.
Yeah, but he's a white P. Diddy, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
When they come to that party, they know it's gonna be the bells and whistles and everything like that. But again, like you said, I don't believe everybody went there to get it on. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I do. I don't see no other reason to go there.
Well, I can't say that because I'm looking at this list that you forwarded over to me, and I'm like, a lot of people. I don't know. I don't want to say this one did that or whatever for the purpose of this show. I don't get Tasha Cade up here and get sued, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people on here that you look at, like Drew Barrymore and you know what I mean, George Clooney. So I mean, it depends on if these people were like
a lot of people I believe probably participated.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Could
but
be.
On the other side of it, I think other people went there and was like, I ain't know I stepped into this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think before you got that invite to that island, that private island, you already been cleared. You know what's going on over here.
All right, so you think you had to be in a certain financial range to even
absolutely, absolutely,
for sure,
real
sure.
sound of freedom type of deal where it's like, yo, you got to have a certain amount of money to get up on this thing.
Their own blue wall.
But it's a sick thing. And I mean, I knew like when he allegedly killed himself, you know, by hanging himself in prison where guards were all you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knew too much.
He knew too much. Something was coming out, and that's what that is that I never brought. I'm surprised that the lady is still alive, Maxwell. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm surprised she's still on it.
For now.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why
she got
what they're saying, the word is she's the one that gave the list up.
Well, at this rate, I mean, why not? You're going to prison anyway. Or you're in prison.
Yeah. Word is that she the one that gave the list up, so that's the reason why she's still alive. But, you know, at the end of the day, do we really know if she is or not?
I tell you what, you know how waiting to give a list up is R. Kelly. He's already in prison. You know what I mean?
This is the thing, though, right?
Kelly should give up a list.
Didn't R. Kelly have people sign NDAs? So ain't that illegal for them to go back and say, hey, you did this when somebody actually signed their rights over not to press charges?
I don't know, because the purpose of criminal investigation, I think that NDA goes out the window.
Yeah, it's a crime, so they can't hold
Does it?
Yeah, it's a crime. It's a crime. You can't give an NDA to a 13-year-old. You know what I mean? That you raping or something like that. You know what I mean?
No, but then that goes again with the Bill Cosby thing. They said that he had NDAs.
But he had grown people. He was dealing with grown people though.
But if a crime is crime, right?
Well, I don't think Bill Cosby actually he didn't have a rape charge. I mean, technically speaking, I believe that he wasn't convicted of a rape charge initially, the first one that he did. So he took an NDA on that. They settled out of court on that. But I think the new thing, maybe, I don't know, the one that he convicted of, maybe they could have did something with that. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what they said. They said that he was convicted of like sexual assault.
Well, remember
based upon the testimony of that closed NDA case.
But that was a civil situation. That's why they ended up getting money. They didn't actually, he wasn't convicted of it. You know what I mean?
I thought they used those transcripts or whatever that was said in that closed proceeding against him when they convicted him of the sexual assault.
Of the latest one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one that he went to prison for.
Well, this is what I just pulled up, guys. So generally speaking, no type of NDA can prohibit a person from reporting a crime. So courts have found that an NDA that attempts to bar someone from reporting a crime is against public policy. So, for example, an NDA that gives you $1 million in exchange for promising to keep quiet about a murder is clearly void, as is against public policy to cover up the murder. So it says, but however, the law is a little less clear when the sexual harassment and similar crimes don't rise to the level of criminal behavior. So I guess it has to be to the point where, you know, I guess it would be. Null and void if it's a rape, because that is a criminal.
It's just like what was it Michael Irvin and them had like NDAs, like when they was having sex with women and whatever, and as long as it's consenting and it was a consenting situation, I guess the NDA stands up.
But if a person reports it as a rape,
it's a
brutal rape or whatever
game.
the case is, then it's a different ball game.
Different ball game, yeah.
Yeah, so he can give up the goods if he wants to.
But why would they say it's rape when you sign the paper saying we better get it all and everything is cool?
Yeah,
and then later on, my bad. Go ahead, finish.
I'm just saying that's it.
Yeah, because I don't know, because I say even if you sign, like you said, you sign an NDA and come to find out that you slept with this girl and she was 13 or 14, that's actually a crime.
Well, you can't do that with the kids anyway, but.
But you don't know a person 13, 14.
Yeah.
But grown people, I guess at the end of the day, I guess they can always go back to that whole thing that, I signed off on it, but no means no, or, they could dance with that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you have situations like Joshua Giddey where they know that it's a minor, but her parents is not, cooperating. So, but it's still against the law, right? So why isn't he being brought up on charges?
That has to do with states. Like, I know, like in New York, I'm just using this as an example, probably far-fetched, but like in New York, if somebody commit a crime against you, they got to show up to court against you. Like in the state of Delaware, if somebody does a crime against you in Delaware, the state will file against you. But in New York,
the state,
in New York, if the victim don't show up to court, then, you can beat the case. So I think maybe that might be the same thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
As always,
you can pay somebody not to show up to court in New York.
Threaten them one of the two.
Yeah, threaten them one of the two, and they might not. Be convicted. Yeah.
As always, we just say, like, if you guys out here who's listening to us, if you attorneys or know something about it, and we stand to be corrected, it's something that's kind of a murky area.
Always.
So, if you have any information, just leave it in our comment section. Let us know, and we will happily correct the issue. All right, so listen, the next thing on the docket, we got your man, Katt Williams.
Katt
burning up the internet, yo. He tearing it down. So, speaking out against a lot of comedians stealing jokes, rituals within Hollywood that's allowing people to advance in their careers by doing certain things that, I don't want to mention here on this show. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all think Katt was right?
Yeah. Yeah, Katt, right.
I think a lot of truth. He had a lot of truth to what he said, but then Katt get crazy with this situation too. Like in the same.
I think Katt one of them guys that tells the truth, but like he exaggerates a little in his truth.
He said in the same interview he read through. What did he say? I read 3,000 books. Every year for like 6 or 7, some crazy garbage like that. I was like, all right, Katt. Like, all right.
And then he started talking about he can run a 3.940. Yeah, get out of here, Katt. Won't believe that.
He want to knuckle up with Kevin Hart and them, and then in the same token, he getting choked out by a kid.
Yeah, right.
He got choked out by a kid.
Yeah.
William got choked out by a kid.
Yeah, a while ago. Yeah, you could pull it up.
Wow, put the video for you playing football or something like that with kids in the street, man. Got into a situation, kid choked him out, man.
That guillotine on it.
I got to see that one.
Yeah, it's all over. You got the footage all over YouTube, man. Put the hands and feet on it. And then he's talking as if he got them hands like that. He got a kid choked you out of it.
and I don't know if you remember, right before that actually happened, he was in Philly and they beat him up on stage.
Yeah, they beat him up on stage in Philly too, man. Yeah.
Grimy Philly individual.
All because of his mouth, right?
He was doing something. He's doing too much.
I believe it's a lot. I believe probably 80% of what he say is truth, and then the rest of it is a little. He gets a little bit like you say. You don't do drugs, and I'm like, I watch in a few situations, man.
You look like you was on drugs, right?
Yeah. In Philly, he looked like he was way off his rocker.
Absolutely,
yeah, man. And I seen Beanie Siegel try to explain it, but I was like, come on, Beans, he look like you're on the juice right now.
Like and what did he consider drugs and not drugs? He may be saying, well, weed ain't drugs. But cocaine and heroin and all that's considered drugs. So.
Well, yeah, he exactly said that. Like he smokes marijuana and cigarettes. He He said the
Right.
marijuana helps him.
Yeah, I think he's doing more than that.
Yeah,
He definitely doing more than that.
my experience with drug addicts. You know what I mean?
How would you know, man?
I grew up in Brooklyn. My experience with drug addicts, you know what I mean? We all got experience with family members, and we know the difference between weed smoking, you know, you grooving off of something else, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. Because he recently,
If anything, a lot of them probably doing powder because powder gives them that, it wakes them up. You know what I'm saying? That's what they, you know, well, once upon a time, I know that was a big thing.
Yeah, his whole energy looks like he be doing cocaine.
it looked like coke. Yeah, I was gonna say
Right.
It don't look like heroin or one of them lazy drugs or something like that. He looked like he on something totally spicy. Got him jipper and you know whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Seen him in Philly. Listen, you can say gangster, whatever. You know, we done all had fights and we had to stand up when we had to stand up. I think he was in Philly and had some situation go down. He was trying to go against the whole team on stage in Philly in a rap.
Yeah, and they stumped him out.
They stomped him out, man. You know what I mean? They don't do that. You know what I mean? That says something you was on. Like, you know, it's my toughest I've ever been in my life. I said, oh, nah, I'm sliding on this one.
You should have thought better than that. Just went home.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you already know what that was. That was that Tony Montana he was on. So, that's what that was. Come on now.
The world is yours.
The world is yours. He said, bring it on. He said, bring it, didn't he?
Yeah, matter of fact, the way he explained it, Bean said once he told the dude once the Beans finished performing, he was going to jump on the particular guy he had a problem with. And right after he performed, he went ape and ran up in the crowd and went to the dude, and rest was history, man. They did what Philly do.
Yeah.
They cleaned
it was bad too. It was bad. You just seen the Katt perm just moving back and forth with all the braids.
Yeah, you don't do that.
I mean, but who can really take him serious anyway when it comes to fight? I mean, looking at him, do you fear that he can whoop you? I mean, come on,
not at all.
Just he got that little short man, you know.
Yeah, Katt got to run
on. He got to prove himself. You know?
Katt got to run around in the shower just to get wet, man. He too small, man.
But given all that was said, though, I mean, in terms of his interview, a lot of things that he touched on. You know, do you think that a lot of that stuff? Because you know, we talk amongst our circles, and you know, a lot of stuff that we say might have come up in this because he's not saying anything really completely different than what Jaguar Wright was saying for years. You know, except that he's doing a level of like comedy and all. But go ahead, man.
I was going to say he talked very effortlessly about the things that he said. You know what I mean? Like, you know how when somebody's lying and they trying to mix something up or whatever the case may be, like I don't want to say everything he said is truth, but it seems like there's a lot, like he was just talking like, you know, as a matter of fact, this is what happened and this is what happened and this is what happened. And, you know, I seen him do it on 2 different shows. He did it on the Willie D thing, and he's saying it the same way. It's like an effortless conversation. The only thing he gets fugazi on is when he starts talking stuff like, I read 3,000 books and all that other goofy garbage.
Yeah, this is my thing, right? I ain't seen nobody come out and say he's lying. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody come out and say he was lying. A
lot of comments that was made was something that was real vague or whatever. You know, nothing that was straight up like in your face. You know, you figure these guys like Steve Harvey and Kevin Hart, these are guys that this man is pretty much challenging your talent, challenging your career on certain things. And nobody's really saying anything. I seen what said at the, Cedric the Entertainer said at the Golden Globes the other day. And that was kind of like, you know, real vague and everything. Like, you know.
Did you see the video of Katt doing a joke and said doing a joke?
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is
it's true. Yeah, like. Well, and even Bernie said it a long time ago, like, yo, don't do your jokes around comedians.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Because they steal it.
They'll steal it.
Yeah. That's the funniest thing about that. You know, listen, I agree with everything he said, but he don't want no smoke with Cedric the Entertainer. I was in a club with Cedric the Entertainer one time. He was wearing them suits, but he about that action.
All right, so now that we're on the topic, I got y'all here. Do you think Sad is funny?
What you mean, Cedric? Yeah, I'm about to say, you think Sad is funny? And what you saying, he's gangster?
Oh, no, I'm not saying gangster. I said he'll put hands on you. You know what I mean? He ain't going to be like, no. I was in a very bad club with Cedric Entertainer, and he was in there very comfortable. Yeah, it was in there very comfortable, man. You know what I mean? So he ain't, like somebody that you're just gonna do whatever you want to do to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you think he's funny? Do you think that claim was correct?
You know what? A lot of the people that he's talking about, to be honest with you, man, when you watch these specials, you'd be like, it's not really funny. I think we're giving credit to a lot of these people, and you'd be like perfect example. I told J-Rob this before. I love Kevin Hart's movies. I don't care for his stand-up. I love his movies though. Yeah. He got great movies. You know what I mean? Such an entertainer for years. I've been saying like the little stuff he does on TV or whatever like that. Great. I never really was a big fan of his stand. I think the best stand-up I ever seen with Kevin, with such an entertainer was the Kings of Comedy joint. The little 15 minutes he did during that.
I think he got one that I like, but I don't really remember the year of it. I'm talking about such an entertainer. He actually got one that's pretty funny. As far as Kevin Hart, I mean, he's from Philly, so I rock with him. I think he's funny.
Oh man, come on.
I mean, I'm be honest. I think he's funny. I think he's funny effortlessly. You know what I mean? Steve Harvey, no, I don't think Steve is that funny, but I think he's funny on Family Feud.
Yeah, for what they do.
Yeah, but not no stand-up.
But I think that's what Katt is talking about. He's talking about their stand-up. Like, like they're not really that, if anybody, because like he said with Steve Harvey, if somebody giving you cue cards, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not hard to be successful when you got, a bunch of writers and stuff like that. So to compare yourself to Katt Williams, Katt Williams is funny. You know what I mean? Mike Epps is funny. He didn't really attack anybody that you would consider like really good comedians. He really didn't say nothing about Mike Epps.
He didn't say nothing about Mike Epps, but what he said about Kevin Hart was just that he's a gatekeeper. He didn't really say that he wasn't funny.
Well, he was. I think he was trying to insinuate that he didn't put in the work that most comedians do.
Yeah, what he was saying is that what they was trying to say about him coming up in the comedy clubs in LA was false because he done already told his story how he came up on the East Coast. Yeah. He didn't really say that he wasn't funny. Now he was saying that Seth wasn't funny and Steve Harvey wasn't funny, and that other dude that be wearing a dress
Ricky Smiley
with the radio show, Ricky Smiley. He was saying that he wasn't funny.
He tore Ricky Smiley apart, man. He just ripped into Ricky Smiley whole life.
I seen Ricky Smiley on the internet crying like come on, man. That just prove everything he's saying. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, to his credit, Ice Cube did clear it up and say that. I think he said that Ricky Smiley was offered the job initially, but then I guess they came up with some idea of, to do a call for more comedians to do the role that Katt Williams had. So Ricky Smiley was telling some truth about it. You know what I mean?
I don't think Ricky Smiley could have done as good a job as Katt did in that movie.
Oh no,
at all.
That movie,
right? So he just Katt beat him in the job.
Yeah. Some people, that role was written perfectly for Katt Williams, man.
Right.
Well, like Katt said, he make the role. He said he make the role to be what it is.
Yeah, he's
so that's passion. But that's what I wanted to say earlier. I went to see Chris Tucker here in New York, man, about a month and a half ago. And his jokes that he gave was recycled jokes. He still talked about Michael Jackson, their friendship, stuff that we've already heard him talk about before.
Right.
And the entertainer, same thing for him. I've seen him 3 times, and his jokes are still the same stuff that he talked about before in the past. A few new jokes, but too many of the old recycled jokes that he told in the past.
Again, man.
And so what I'm saying is, these guys are not hungry and thirsty no more. They're just going off of their name and reputation and making money off that.
Right.
But Katt Williams, his point is, he always brings new material. You won't hear him having same jokes over and over, which I can appreciate.
That's what he says. He said, I am a comedian. He's a comedian. The rest of these guys, man, like, again, and the funny thing about it is how many people that we see on the internet that we like, that are comedians, man, and we're like, oh, this guy is talented, and why is he not getting a break, man? Like, even though he kind of went in on Earthquake, was it Earthquake he went in on too? But
he was illiterate.
But he said he's funny. He did say like he's funny. He's like, I never seen him not be funny. You know what I mean? And you start think to yourself like, why aren't people like, a lot of these other people getting an opportunity when we know that there's people that are a lot more funny than them that are on. A lot of these people don't even get Netflix specials and stuff like that, man. You know what I mean? And
it was Faison Love that he said that. Yeah, Faison Love. He said that you never seen. I never seen a Faison Love special
at all.
One thing he said that was funny was true. He said, Cedric Entertainment don't even got a special on Tubi. That's tough, man.
That's a fact.
That is a tough.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Everybody got a special on Tubi. You could get a special on Tubi. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
I said all those years and he don't have a special on Tubi. That's crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like one that you could just pull up and look at. That says a lot, man. And again, like Pope just said, man, I've been watching these brothers over the years, man, on TV, man, and they're not funny, man. They're living off of what they've done in the past, man. Not talented.
Yeah, like even Eddie Murphy, when he came out and did Coming to America too, man, I just knew that was gonna be awesome, man.
No.
But he in the whole movie, man, he's not thirsty, man. He's not hungry for that position. He's like, I'm just here saying a line. I'm just, the effort is not there like he used to be. They're not thirsty.
And I think a lot of them too now, especially, I guess because they got money and stuff like that, a lot of them are playing it safe. Like, they can't say the things that they would have said way back when. And I think that's the difference between Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams. Even Mike Epps, like they'll go in on somebody. Like, you're doing something stupid, they're going to speak on it. You know what I mean? Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I got to shout out a comedian I just went to go see. Her name is Miss Pat. She's up and coming. She got a show, a couple specials on Netflix. She's amazing. And amazing to see and live and in color.
Is
New jokes. She's funny as I don't know what.
Was it a big sister? She's trying to have Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Funny as I don't know what.
Yeah, and then you wonder why these people don't. It used to be a time where once of these people, did what they did in the underground, like they would be catapulted to the next level. A lot of these people were just sitting there. So I don't know if I'm going to say Kevin Hart is a gatekeeper and all the other stuff like that, but I kind of side with him a little bit on that. Like, why aren't these people moving up, man? They've been stuck in these positions for a long time, man. What's the comedian, the white guy, Gary Owens? I think he's funny.
Yeah, it's like Gary Owens.
You know what I mean?
Really came either.
And you would think by now he has the perfect situation. The white man married to a black woman. That's a sitcom waiting to happen. You know what I mean? He's writing his own story. So, why is he continuing to sit in this same box? You know what I mean? So I think what he's saying about this gatekeeper thing probably got some truth to it. Because we keep getting these same recycled shows. They keep trying to force Cedric the Entertainer on the show, and it never gets better. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but I also agree that what Katt said about Mark Curry. That hanging with Mr. Cooper, that's the Steve Harvey show.
You know what?
Yeah,
it took me a minute to realize that until after he said it. It's the same premise. Too. And I'm like, he's actually right. He's actually right.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of deep too when he says, like, when they talk about how these comedians do things, right? Like, they don't really like they're not stealing the whole concept, but they just take bits and pieces and they craft their own thing around it. You know what I mean? Like you said, you never would have thought, was it Mr. Cooper and Steve?
Yeah, hang with Mr. Cooper.
But when you hear him say that, I'm like, all right, well, wow, he did the same thing, the same kids, the same situation, the same problematic portions.
Yeah, it's the same premise. Only thing you change him from being a former basketball player to a musician.
Yeah. Did y'all see the joint where they had the what's that thing about the 25th anniversary of Def Jam? And they showed Mark Curry and they're screaming on.
Yeah,
he was leaning on Steve Harvey in the picture.
Yeah, it was in the back.
Barking on him.
Yeah,
he was leaning on Steve Harvey in the picture, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so listen. Speaking of gatekeepers, I know I'm gonna kind of pivot off our other topic for a second. So when we had the brother on, A. Russell Andrews last week, shout out to him as well. We were discussing this whole situation with Taraji P. Henson. So like after the show, everything said and done, me and Dre talking about the situation. I'm like, if Taraji P. Henson and other actors and actresses of color are actually going through the same thing that she's going through, right? Why are we going to watch The Color Purple? You know what I mean? You would figure, like, if you're not getting paid and she's making this publicly known, like, I didn't get paid for the show, not like how I should have. Should we boycott the Color Purple?
I didn't watch it for that. I didn't watch it for that reason.
Well, I mean, because you figure, like, I use Dave Chappelle, for instance, at the time when he was going through his issue with the Chappelle show being sold off to, like, HBO Max and all of that. And he wasn't getting paid for it. What did he do? He did a special where he told people, if you want to support me, don't watch any of it. Don't watch it on Netflix. Don't watch it on HBO Max. And then he got his problem resolved based on that. You know what I mean? So do you think that if you have certain people that's kind of holding back this money from these actors and actresses and stuff, should you support their work?
Yeah, let me say this though. I thought this was kind of crazy. It's like, I think it's wrong that Oprah and them did that, but I wonder, do people think, like, why did Taraji wait till now to do it? Like, Hollywood has been doing this to black actors and actresses for so long. Like, why not take on, you know, the other real gatekeepers? And I'm not saying Oprah them didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? It seemed like we only bring things to the forefront when we battle in our own, you know what I mean? And I'm not giving Oprah and them a pass. I'm just saying, what do y'all think about that? Like, why didn't she, you know, do this a long time ago?
Why didn't anybody do it a long time ago? If they did,
but
why wasn't it, you know, put to the forefront like that?
Because it makes Oprah look terrible, but it makes the people who own these other organizations like they ain't doing it too. They're all doing it the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happens is when black actors work with black producers and black directors and some semi-heads of studio, they expect our people's going to take care of us, and then you still end up getting, you know, a messed up deal. I think that's more or less what it's about. Because she even said, even with the TV show that she was doing, that they wasn't getting paid for that.
And I think Oprah probably thought to herself, listen, this is regular business.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is something that's already in place. But we got to remember the black people that's in power, they just got into their position. I mean, we still new to the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they barely letting us start being producers and main actors and stuff in these movies and stuff. So we still new, so we can't really expect to get that. And let's just look at the bigger picture. The complaint that she got, we all as black people got that same issue with our present job.
Correct.
We all feel unappreciated, underpaid. So it don't matter whether you're an actress, actor, no matter what it is, we as black people in America is being shorthanded when it comes to whatever profession that we're in. We're not getting paid that we should be getting paid.
Yeah. I believe she should have said what she said, but I just was wondering, like that, you know, like, man, like maybe we could have chopped into this a whole lot earlier, you know what I mean? And I don't know, man. That's just how I feel. But again, I think she's right in what she said, 110%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so final topic, guys, before we close this one out. Jonathan Majors. Good morning, America.
Hold on, man. Just every time I see that, bro. You know, I've watched that video a million times of him running away from that white woman, man. It's hilarious, man. Sometimes I just pull it up and just laugh, man. I mean, no, it's wrong. He got done dirty 110%, but you cannot deny that it's the most hilarious thing, man. The way that dude is running from there is like he saw a ghost, man.
Yeah, he really got his track shoes on. He really was trying to get away.
And that white woman was running after him. Like you ever see the white woman in Terminator 3? Remember the white Terminator?
Oh, the one died.
Yeah. When she was running after him, she was like, "Yeah, I'm on you." She was pumping her arms, everything. He's running for his life, man. It's hilarious, man. But speak on it.
Yeah. I mean, he went on there and he told his side of the story, and basically when asked, you know, if there was anything that you could have done over again, and I'm paraphrasing, he was saying like, I would never put in the car, and I would have ran away from him.
You should have never apologized for anything he did in that situation.
No. In the same token, they asked him he was being charged with, with like a reckless something or other. So they asked him, was he being reckless? And he said, yes, I wasn't been physically reckless with it, but I was reckless with her heart. Do you think that that's like a statement that kind of shot himself in the foot with that one? Because he's trying to appeal this case. He's trying to appeal it.
Yeah. The only thing he basically saying is the reason why he think that the reason why this happened is because another chick texted him talking spicy. So he, as a man, he like, I was playing that game and she got mad, and he thinking to himself, she went far left because of that.
But listen, man, if you're saying you was reckless with her heart, that means that was a series of things you might have done to this woman.
I still don't give it. That still don't give her.
That's not abuse.
They don't give her a right to. She got arrested.
Yeah.
She got arrested for what she did that, man. That's just like saying, don't get me wrong, it's wrong, you cheat and do all these other things. But nobody don't get the right to violate your car or rip your tires off or anything like that, man. It ain't cool, man. Yeah. She got arrested,
if you came outside right now and your jaws was all busted up, you wouldn't say, "Oh, I was reckless with her heart."
Yeah. If I put it like this, if it was the other way around and she cheated on him or whatever the case may be, and she threw him in the car and did something violent.
Oh, this would never make the news.
It never make the news, man.
Yeah, he wouldn't,
And them kind of fights happen every day, man. Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff happen every day. Yeah, so why is this couple so important? You know what I mean?
And why? And again,
because we let them tell us it's important.
Jonathan Majors is the most violated man in the judicial system I've ever seen in my life, man. He's the most violated man. Let me tell you.
On tape, he moved. Yeah. Even when he ran away on tape, he moved.
He ran away from the woman. He got a witness in the car. The only witness in the vehicle was the driver, who told her that the woman was being aggressive. Not after he so-called violated and she was so-called in pain. She went to a party and met 3 individual strangers and had the greatest night she wanted to have. She broke into the man's house, man, and went in there and got butt naked in his closet. So much to the point that she was, alleviated to the point where she was out when the police showed up to the house. You know what I mean? And then they arrested her. He went to trial, and this is the first time ever in the history of the world that a man has gone to trial for a misdemeanor. Not only did he go to trial for a misdemeanor, they chose and purposely took all of what happened that night out of the trial. So even the people that was able to actually, the jurors were able to sit there and watch, what happened and make a educated decision on, what's going on. They just took all of the problem out of the trial. They made it just seem like she's just a white woman that got violated. If they had put in the trial, hey man, she broke in his house. She was butt naked in the closet, inebriated. You know what I mean? That's the most violent. This man got man, it was crazy, man. That's the most violated man in the judicial system, man.
I'll tell you what, if you actually presented this case, it might be a different outcome. Brooklyn Dre, attorney at law.
Yeah, man.
1-800 better call Dre.
Hey, I could do this, man. I threw the chair at the judge.
Speaking of which, I know, man. But speaking of which, man, did you see the brother hop the?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, attack the judge.
Surprising
me that don't happen more often.
You didn't see that the brother jumped over there when he got handed the sentence, man? Mm-hmm. Bro, I didn't think that bro cleared that whole bench. Like, I don't know how he jumped from there to there. But
I want to know, what did she say? Like, she was saying something flippant to him to piss him off for him to do that. What did she say just before he
I'll tell you exactly. I actually saw it.
Yeah, go ahead. I know
what happened was he was actually sitting there telling her, which is kind of crazy after his action, after the whole thing. He was telling her how he had changed his life and turned his life around, and how he wasn't doing drugs no more. Basically, he was doing his copper plea thing, which is absolutely nuts, because I don't understand how brothers show up to trial. He showed up to trial with a Notorious B.I.G. T-shirt on, which is crazy.
Oh, man.
And right after that was all over, she was just like, yo, your history, man, is just like trash. This is how she talking to him, like, yo, we gotta hit you.
Yeah,
we ain't got no choice but to hit you.
Everything you're saying, and I appreciate it, but unfortunately, I can't let it go.
And then he went bananas after that, man.
So she
like I said, I'm surprised it don't happen more.
Actually, it happens more often than you think. Yeah. I had a white lady do the same thing.
It should.
White lady did the same thing.
At the end of the day, if you're a criminal and you in that criminal element and you actually going ahead and being, why be civil now? Like, go all the way with it.
Yeah, it happens more often than you think, brother. You know what I mean?
I disagree. That could take a 5 to 10 to 20 or so.
No, I'm telling you, folks, listen to me.
I mean, but if you got 20 or 40 or life, like, what's the what we doing here?
Yeah.
Me personally, looking at that brother, I don't think he would get 20 years. You know, he seems like a petty thief. I don't know. It's just, I'm just looking at, you know, what he presented in court. You know what I mean? He didn't look like, you know, like no drug dealer. He didn't look like a killer, you know, and I could be completely wrong. I mean, I just think, you know, if you show up there with a notorious B.I.G. shirt on, you just probably just you know.
Ironically, I think he was on trial for assault, wasn't he?
Yeah. Assault. Yeah, that's right. That's right down the line. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right down. Simple assault charge, a regular robbery, breaking and entering. You know, that's what he looked like. That's my person.
They threw me off when they brought me in that last time with that spit mask over his head and them nurse gloves on.
Yeah.
They had the boy looking like a cartoon character, man. And he looking all spooked. Yeah. He was looking like a little slave or something that got caught. But you know, his eyes all bucked and everything. I'm like, man, what's up? You know what I'm talking about. You saw the picture.
Yeah, they should have had this on video. They should have had the video trial. They said that he jumped over that thing and attacked that judge so bad. It was another brother that was actually, his trial was next. And he told his lawyer had to, you know, stop him from going to help the judge. He was like, I couldn't watch him attack that woman like that. And he's on trial next with the same judge.
Yeah, let me tell you, man, the way that man came across that bench, man, he was an athlete, man. Yeah. He came across that bench crazy. I mean, you know, because we all know that the floor and the bench, the differential, it's crazy. High, but he jumped over that joint. Like, he could be a long, what they call them joints to do, the long jumpers or whatever, jump over the pole. Yeah, he did his thing,
pole
man.
Vaulter, that's what it is.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, man. He got busy.
Like a flying swirl.
Yeah.
I got one question for y'all. One question.
Yeah.
Do you think in deep down in that judge's mind, you think that turned her on?
Get out of here, man.
I don't know. Let's think about that. Think about that,
brother.
And
talking about midgets and attacking judges. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, man.
I know.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I heard Judge Mathis say one time he went to a judges convention in Las Vegas, and he said they got wild in there. So who knows? You know, just because a judge don't mean they ain't wild.
Yeah, right. Somebody attacking you might be something different, but
I don't know the
way.
You
never know. People have wild fetishes. You never know.
You know, the sad part about it is, man, is that when he came over that thing, man, I was just so impressed that his feet didn't even touch the actual judge's table, man.
What if he took the gavel and just started hitting his head with it? Wouldn't that have been crazy?
Oh.
I don't even know how much. I don't know how much damage he did, but he definitely
he ripped some hair out.
He caught everybody off guard. He caught me off guard. I said, "Dang!" And if you watch how cool he was in his explanation about, you know, how he turned his life around, I was like, I didn't think this was going to happen at all.
That's a strange turn of events.
It cracked me up.
They go to show you right there. He didn't mean what he had just said.
Yeah, not at all. It was.
That's exactly what I took out of it.
It was all funny. It was all funny games, so they said guilty. You know what I mean?
Right.
He said guilty. That's it.
To the regular brothers here, man. You know, when you fighting for your life, man, I don't care what it is, man. Come on, man. Don't show up to trial date, man, with a notorious B.I.G. shirt on, man. You just, certain things, man, you know, we don't even do the right things no more, man. You know, even our, you know, back in the days, your uncles and all of them taught you, man, you go to court, man, show up right, man. Mm-hmm. They just put on a shirt and a slack, if nothing else, man. You know, maybe that conversation would have went a whole lot. I'm not saying that it would have. Maybe
it probably wouldn't.
Yeah, depending on his rap sheet. But it was crazy, man. Yeah, she talked to him like, nah, you got to do some time.
You got to do it. I don't know the nature of everything he did.
Is it okay? Is it okay for him to go to a job interview with a BIG t-shirt on?
Absolutely.
Yeah, people, man, you know, these brothers nowadays, man. I had a family member did the same thing, man. Showed up facing, it was a light 2 to 4, but he showed up to 2 to 4, hair like all crazy, you know, not even a suit, just look ridiculous, man. I mean, and this is 2 to 4, it's something like, man, you know, and I'm not saying that 2 to 4 is easy, but I'm like, I don't care when you go to court, man. You facing some time, man. Show it right, man.
Yeah. That's
So
just
you trying to plead insanity or show some insanity or something? Play that card?
No, he went there on some, some goofy garbage. You know what I mean? Some goofy. It's a whole story I could tell you with that, man. He was blessed coming out of the situation because I had an opportunity to speak to the prosecutor. You know what I mean? And I can go into that, but I don't want to go into that. But he ended up making up out of the situation. But it was real silly for you to show up to court like that, man, facing an opportunity to lose 2 to 4 years out of your life. It's crazy.
It is. All right, brothers, I got to get ready to wrap this up. All right, so hey, listen, man, we got a few other things we could cover, but I'm a whole lot for another show, man. The thing that you sent me, Jay, I was looking into it with the tunnels and the synagogue. I might have to go back in that sometime this week, y'all. All right, Brother Poe, definitely going to join us again. Definitely join us again, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Good to have you, bro.
Yes,
Man.
I'm glad to be here, man.
You know what I mean?
Bring me back.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. All right, brothers. Yeah, man. But we learn anything from Jonathan Majors is run.
And
Crime
don't
was
pop in the titty.
A crime was sleeping with white women.
Well,
That's what Malcolm X said.
Any crazy woman at that, man, you know what I mean? We all have somebody we should have ran away from. The Only One Mic podcast is available on all major platforms to stream your podcast on. And also check us out on our Only One Mic podcast YouTube channel to catch up on the past and current episodes. Don't forget to rate the show and subscribe. You can catch us on Instagram and X at The Only One Mic P1, Facebook and LinkedIn at The Only One Mic podcast. You can always email us too at theonlyonemic00@gmail.com or call us at 302-367-2119 to have your comments or questions played on the show. Thank you, fellas, once again. Thank you for the audience for your time. And we encourage you, please, to speak the truth quietly and clearly and listen to others, even the dull and the ignorant, because they too have their story to tell. So until next time, please keep in mind that if you never had to run from the Ku Klux Klan, then you shouldn't have to run from a black man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.